The night I found my twin sister Lily bruised, shaking, and barely able to stand, I knew something inside me had already made a decision long before she whispered the words. She sat on the floor of my apartment, her knees pulled to her chest, her hair tangled, mascara streaked down her cheeks like she hadn't slept in days. I had never seen her so broken, not once in our entire life. And then she said it. "Daniel thinks he can break me, but he doesn't know I have you." That sentence didn't crack me. It crushed me. I knelt in front of her, gently lifting her chin, and the moment our eyes met, I saw it. The fear she'd been hiding, the shame she didn't deserve, the exhaustion of surviving one day at a time inside a marriage she never should have stayed in. I touched her cheek softly, and she flinched. That was all it took. I snapped. "Lily," I whispered, "tell me what he did." She shook her head violently. No, I can't. If he finds out I told someone." "You didn't tell someone?" I said quietly. "You told me." Her breath hitched. Her voice broke. She leaned forward and sobbed into my shoulder. "Before I tell you what happened, tell me in the comments where you're watching from, and if you believe in karma, hit like and subscribe, because this story will prove it." When she finally caught her breath, she whispered the truth. "He grabbed me. He pushed me. He screamed at me. He said if I told anyone, he'd ruin me." My heart burned, hot enough to make my hands shake. "How long has this been happening?" I asked. Her silence was my answer. "Too long. Far too long." I stood up, pacing, adrenaline rushing through my veins. "I'm calling the police." "No," she choked. "No, please. He'll lie. He always does. And he'll make sure everyone believes him. You don't understand. He has connections, money, influence. He'll destroy me." I froze. Because deep down, I did understand. Daniel always had a certain charm, the kind that made people trust him instantly. Meanwhile, Lily, gentle and quiet, never knew how to defend herself. But I could. I turned back to her slowly. "What do you want me to do?" For a long moment, she didn't speak. Then she lifted her swollen eyes and whispered, "Help me leave him." Yes, I could do that. I could take her somewhere safe. I could protect her until she could breathe again. But the next words she whispered were the ones that changed everything. "He's watching me now. He checks my phone. He checks the cameras. If I disappear suddenly, he'll come looking. He'll know I ran, and he'll come after me." Her voice trembled. "But if you showed up pretending to be me, he wouldn't notice. Not immediately." My breath stopped. She swallowed hard. "I need time to run. A few hours, a day, maybe 2. I need you to distract him, just long enough for me to disappear." I stared at her, at my twin, my mirror, my blood. "You want me to swap places with you?" She nodded slowly. "He won't expect it," she whispered. "He won't see it coming. He thinks he knows me, but he has no idea what you're capable of." I closed my eyes. Could I do this? Walk into the home of a man who had hurt her? Pretend to be her long enough for her to escape? Lie to him, manipulate him, control him long enough for Lily to run? Yes, I could. I would. Because Lily deserved her life back. We moved quickly. I took her clothes, her wedding ring, her phone, her perfume, the thin silver bracelet Daniel gave her last anniversary. Lily's hands shook as she helped me braid my hair the way she wore hers. We were identical, but there were tiny differences only someone deeply familiar would notice. But tonight, Daniel wouldn't be looking closely. He believed Lily was weak. He believed she couldn't fight. He had no idea who was about to walk into his house. When I put on her clothes, the soft beige sweater, the loose jeans, the slippers she always wore, Lily looked at me and gasped. "You look like me," she whispered. "You are me," I said softly, "and I am you. Tonight, no one will know the difference." Her eyes filled again. "What if he hurts you too?" she whispered. I walked up to her and put both hands on her shoulders. "He won't lay a hand on me," I said coldly. "I promise you that." She didn't know what I meant by that tone, But she trusted me enough not to question it. We hugged, long, tight, desperate. She smelled like lavender shampoo and fear. "Go," I whispered. "Take the bag. Take the cash. Get on the bus. Stay somewhere crowded. Don't use your card. Don't call anyone yet. I'll handle Daniel." She nodded. "I'll message you from a new number when I'm safe." I watched her leave my apartment, shaky steps, pulling her hood up, disappearing into the night. As soon as the elevator doors closed behind her, I felt something switch inside me. I wasn't the soft twin anymore, the gentle one, the one who forgave easily. No. Tonight, I was the sister who protected, the one Daniel didn't know existed. I arrived at Lily's house just after midnight. The porch light was on. His car was in the driveway. My stomach tightened, but I pushed it down. Tonight wasn't about fear. Tonight was about control. When I stepped inside, the house was dim, quiet. "Lily?" Daniel's voice called from the living room, smooth, calm, too calm. I swallowed and stepped forward. He turned. His eyes scanned me, slowly, suspiciously, but only for a moment. Then he smirked. "There you are," he said. "You left without telling me." My jaw clenched, but I lowered my eyes the way Lily would. "Sorry," I whispered. "I just needed air." He stepped closer. My pulse pounded. I held my breath. He touched my chin lightly, and I didn't flinch. His hand paused. Just a second. Just enough for him to notice something was off. But he smiled anyway. "You're shaking," he murmured. "You always get emotional at night." "Not tonight. Not anymore." I forced Lily's voice. "Long day." He nodded and pulled me against him. I locked my jaw. I didn't pull away. Not yet. Not until Lily was safe. "You smell different," he said softly into my hair. My heart stopped. His hands moved down my arms. "You didn't wear this perfume today." His tone sharpened. "Why are you wearing it now?" I forced a tight smile. "Just felt like it." He stared at me. Long. Hard. Searching. And then? His brows knitted. "Why are your hands so steady?" he asked. "What?" I whispered. "You're always nervous," he said. "Tonight you're calm." The air thickened between us. I could see it in his eyes, suspicion seeping in. He stared at me as if he were trying to decode my soul. And then he whispered something so chilling, it made the hair on my arms rise. "You're not acting like my wife." My breath caught. He stepped closer, his voice low, dangerous. "Who are you?" Daniel's voice dropped into a low rumble that made the entire room shift. "You're not acting like my wife," he whispered. "Who are you?" My pulse thundered in my ears, but my face stayed calm, colder than Lily ever could have managed. I tilted my head slightly. "What do you mean? Of course it's me." His eyes narrowed. He stepped closer. "No," he murmured. "Something's different." I kept my voice soft. "Maybe I'm just tired." "You're never tired," he said quietly. "You're always nervous around me, jumping when I raise my voice, apologizing too fast, crying too easily." He leaned in. Close. Too close. "But look at you now." His eyes scanned my face. "You're standing taller. You're looking me in the eyes, and your hands aren't shaking." He reached out and touched my wrist. Not even a tremble. Inside, my heart was racing, but on the outside, I stayed as still as stone. Daniel's voice sharpened. "Who are you?" Before I could answer, Lily's phone buzzed in my pocket. Daniel's eyes flickered toward the sound. "Give it to me." "No," I said, sharp, fast, unfiltered. His brows shot up. "No?" he repeated. Lily had never told him no. Not once. Not in years. He took a step back, examining me the way a predator studies prey that suddenly bares fangs. "Say that again," he whispered. I said no. My voice was steady, firm, deadly calm. And Daniel finally realized something. Something big. His eyes widened slightly, Not with fear. Not yet. With curiosity. You're not Lily, he said slowly. I lifted my chin. Then who am I? His expression shifted. Suspicion, confusion, then a spark of something darker. Her twin, he whispered. There it was. Recognition. He stepped back and exhaled a soft laugh, a dangerous, amused, calculated sound. Of course, he murmured. Of course she would run to you, her little protector. He dragged his hand down his face, smiling in a way that made my skin crawl. So she finally broke. I clenched my fists. She didn't break, I said. You broke her. Daniel's smile widened. Is that what she told you? That I'm the monster? He shook his head. You twins always exaggerate. Always dramatic. Every syllable dripped with arrogance. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. I saw the bruises. He didn't even flinch. That bruise, he said calmly, was from her tripping in the hallway. I laughed softly, a sound I didn't recognize in myself. Funny, I whispered. She was terrified of you when she walked into my apartment, terrified you'd ruin her if she told anyone, terrified you'd show the world the man you really are. His jaw tightened. She always overreacts. She was shaking. Because she's weak. My blood boiled. You hurt her. I disciplined her, he said coldly. My vision blurred with fury. No, I said, stepping closer until our faces were inches apart. You abused her. His eyes hardened. You don't know anything. I know enough, I said. I know she's gone. I know she left. And I know she's not coming back. Daniel's composure cracked, just a sliver, but enough. She left? He repeated slowly. Yes. He inhaled through his nose, jaw working. And you think, he whispered, that you can just walk in here, pretend to be her, and buy her time. He tilted his head. That's your plan? I didn't answer. He chuckled under his breath, a hollow, disturbing sound. You're good, he said. I'll give you that. The voice, the clothes, the hair, even your posture. He stepped behind me, close enough to feel his breath near my ear. But you're not her, he whispered. You're stronger. I didn't move. You're not shaking, he continued. You're not scared of me. I turned slowly to face him. No, I whispered. I'm not. He laughed softly, not amused, but intrigued. You think because you're stronger? You've won something here? I didn't come here to win, I said. I came here to end this. His smile faded. End what? Your control over her. His jaw clenched. He stepped closer until we were toe-to-toe. You think you can walk into my house, he said quietly, and tell me what I can or cannot do with my wife? She's not your wife anymore, I said. She left you. He inhaled sharply, the first real crack in his icy mask. And you helped her. I didn't deny it. Someone had to. His voice dropped lower. More dangerous. You know, he whispered, Lily always told me you were the resilient one, the one who never backed down, the one who stood up for her. I did, I said, and I still am. His lips curled into a smile that didn't reach his eyes. Then let's test that. He moved around the kitchen island, slowly circling me like a wolf circling prey. But I wasn't prey. I kept my back straight, my breathing steady. My eyes locked on him. He opened the fridge and took out a glass bottle of water. Unscrewed the cap calmly. The silence unnerving. Then he spoke again, too softly. Tell me where she is. No. He lifted the bottle, took a sip. Tell me where she is, he repeated. No. He set the bottle down. Hard. Tell me. No. The word echoed through the kitchen. Loud. Sharp. Final. Daniel froze mid-sentence. His eyes widened, stunned. Then something flickered across his face I couldn't read. Anger? Confusion? Admiration? He stepped slowly toward me, placing both hands on the kitchen counter behind me, trapping me between his arms. But I refused to move. You, he whispered, eyes locked on mine, are not scared of me. I'm not. You should be. I'm not, Lily. He stared at me. Long. Silent. Then he leaned in, close enough to feel the heat of his breath, the tension radiating off him. You think you're protecting her, he whispered. But you're making a mistake. What mistake? His voice dropped lower. You have no idea what Lily did. My stomach tightened. What are you talking about? Daniel stepped back slowly, sliding his hands into his pockets, his face shifting into a smirk that chilled me to my bones. Before you go playing the hero, he said softly, you should know. He paused, letting the silence burn. Your perfect, scared little sister lied to you. My brows tightened. About what? I whispered. He tilted his head, amused, cruel, almost triumphant. About everything. The room spun just slightly, not because I believed him, but because of the confidence in his voice. The certainty. What do you mean? I asked slowly. Daniel smiled. Ask her, he whispered. If you can find her. He walked past me, brushing my shoulder lightly. She ran, he said. Not just from me, but from something she did. I stared at him, my breath shallow. What did she do? He smiled wider. Something she didn't want you to know. My skin crawled. What did Lily do? I repeated. Daniel turned around fully this time, his voice calm, almost gentle. She betrayed you. My heart stopped. How? I demanded. He shrugged. You'll piece it together. Twins always do. I clenched my fists. Tell me the truth. His smile faded, replaced by cold steel. No, he whispered. Not until you tell me where she ran. We stared at each other, two storms waiting to collide. And suddenly, his phone buzzed. He looked down. A message. A new number. One sentence. My heart dropped. It was from Lily. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Daniel lifted his eyes slowly, his smile curling with victory. Looks like, he whispered, she reached out to the wrong phone. Daniel stared at Lily's message like he'd just been handed a winning card in a game he thought he was losing. My stomach twisted. He held his phone up so I could see the screen glowing in the dim kitchen light. A new number. No name. Just the message. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. My pulse slammed painfully in my chest. Lily shouldn't have texted him. Lily shouldn't have reached out at all. I felt the blood drain from my face. She promised she'd use a new number only to contact me. Not him. Never him. Daniel stepped forward slowly, smiling like a predator who'd finally scented blood. You know what this means, don't you? He whispered. I forced my voice to stay steady. It means she made a mistake. A mistake? He chuckled softly. No, sweetheart, it means she's scared, and people only text their abusers when they think they've messed up. My jaw clenched. She's not scared of you anymore. He raised an eyebrow. Is that what she told you? I stood my ground. She texted because she's running. Emotions are high. She slipped. Daniel's eyes sharpened. No, he said softly. She texted because she feels guilty. He stepped closer until the space between us felt suffocating. Do you want to know what she's sorry for? His voice dropped lower. Do you want to know what she's begging forgiveness for? My heart pounded. I don't believe anything you say. You should, he whispered, because your sister, your sweet, innocent twin, did something that ruined both our lives. His tone shifted, deeper, darker, almost broken. And that unsettled me more than his rage ever could. What are you talking about? I demanded. He exhaled slowly, his eyes burning through me. She lied to you, he said. About me, about her bruises, about everything. I stepped closer, anger pulsing through my veins. You think I'll fall for your manipulation? Lily is bruised. She was terrified. I saw what you did. He shook his head slowly. You saw what she showed you. His voice cracked on the last word. She didn't tell you why I grabbed her. She didn't tell you what she was doing before that. She didn't tell you why I was furious. Because you're abusive. I snapped. He stared at me, stunned, then whispered, "Because she cheated on me." My breath hitched. I stared at him, waiting for the smirk, the sarcasm, the lie. But there was none. His expression didn't hold triumph. It held something else. Grief. I shook my head. Lily wouldn't. She did. His voice cracked again. He grabbed his phone, swiping to show something. A picture. A text thread. A hotel check-in notification. My heart stuttered. A man's name. A time-stamped message. My stomach twisted. "Stop," I whispered. "No," Daniel said quietly. "You wanted the truth." "I don't believe you." "You should," he whispered, because when I confronted her, she admitted it. I felt my knees wobble. "She admitted it," he repeated, and when I asked why, she said something I'll never forget. He stepped closer. She said, "Because I loved him first." The room tilted. "What does that mean?" I whispered. Daniel's eyes softened, but not kindly, brokenly. "You both met me the same day," he said quietly. "At that party, at the lake house. Remember?" My chest tightened. Of course I remembered. It was a summer party years ago. I went with Lily. We met Daniel in the same hour. My breath caught. "She told you that?" I whispered. "She didn't have to." His voice lowered to a painful whisper. I saw it, the way she looked at me, the way she tried to get my number first. I stepped back, dizzy. "You're lying." "I wish I were." He ran a shaky hand through his hair. "She told me she'd always been jealous that I chose you." The world stopped. "She told me," Daniel whispered, "that she never forgave you for it, even before we dated." My heart cracked painfully. No. No, that couldn't be true. Lily loved me. Lily adored me. We were best friends. We were twins. But Daniel wasn't smirking now. He wasn't taunting. He wasn't mocking. He looked haunted. "She loved me," Daniel whispered, "before I ever loved you." I swallowed hard, feeling the ground shift beneath everything I believed. "What does this have to do with the bruises?" I whispered. He stared at me. "She tried to leave me," he said softly, "not because she was scared of me, but because she wanted to run away with him." My stomach twisted violently. "She packed a suitcase," Daniel said. "She was standing at the door when I came home, and when I grabbed her arm, she fought back." He touched his cheek, a faint scratch I hadn't noticed. "She hit me first," he whispered. "She clawed at me, and when I tried to stop her from leaving, she fell." I blinked. "You expect me to believe that?" I whispered. He held out his wrist, a thin red line. "She scratched me too." I looked away. "Even if some of that is true," I said, "that doesn't justify anything." "No," he whispered. "It doesn't." He stepped closer, voice breaking completely now. "She said she'd rather die than stay with me." His voice cracked. "And then she ran." I stared at him, my heartbeat loud in my skull. "Why did she run to me?" I whispered. "Because she knew you'd believe her," Daniel whispered. "Because she knew you always fix her messes. Because she knew you'd protect her, even if she didn't deserve it." His voice lowered to a trembling whisper. "She planned this." He swallowed hard. "She planned to swap places with you, to disappear long enough to make me look guilty, to ruin me." I froze. "No," I whispered, "Lily isn't like that." He stepped closer, desperate now. "She used you." My stomach hollowed. "She ran. She lied, and she dragged you into the middle of it." He lifted the phone again. "Why do you think she texted me and not you?" His voice broke. "Because she's scared of your reaction, not mine." I felt the air leave my lungs. "What are you saying?" I whispered. "I'm saying," Daniel said softly, "that if you ask her right now why she ran, she'll tell you the truth." "And what truth is that?" He met my eyes. "That she didn't run to escape me." His voice lowered. "She ran to escape you." My heart slammed. He whispered, "Lily didn't want you to know what she did. and she's terrified that now, you will. The phone buzzed again. Another message. From the same new number. I stepped closer, breath shaking. Lily, please don't tell my sister. She can't know. Please. Daniel handed me the phone. Now, he whispered, do you still think I'm the monster? I grabbed the counter, my knees nearly buckling, because Lily wasn't texting him. She was begging him not to tell me something. Something she did. Something she hid. Something that made her run. I whispered, barely breathing. What? Is Lily hiding? Daniel watched me, not triumphant now. Not smug. Just broken. Call her, he whispered. Ask her. But if you do, you won't like the answer. Daniel's words echoed through my skull like someone had dropped a bomb inside my chest. Call her. Ask her what she's hiding. My fingers trembled as I lifted Lily's phone. Her new number stared back at me, the one only one person was supposed to receive. Not Daniel. Me. My throat tightened. I dialed. Each ring stabbed the air. 1, 2, 3. Finally, she answered. A shaky breath. Like she'd been crying. Like she'd been running. Laura? She whispered. Just hearing her voice made my eyes sting. My twin. My other half. My girl. Lily, I whispered. Where are you? Silence. Then, I can't tell you, she breathed. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I clenched my fist. You texted Daniel. She inhaled sharply. Laura, please. You texted him, Lily, I repeated, my voice shaking. You reached out to the one man you said you feared. I panicked. No, I said, my voice breaking. You reached out to him because you were scared of me. Silence. Heavy, suffocating, telling. Daniel watched me from across the kitchen, arms folded, jaw tense, eyes glued to every word. I walked into the hallway, away from him. Lily, I whispered, what are you hiding from me? She sobbed softly. Please don't ask me that. Too late, I said. Daniel told me everything. Her breath hitched. You talked to him? Yes. And he said you lied. He said you cheated. He said you wanted to run away with someone else. More sobbing. Laura, please. And he said, I continued, that you didn't run because you were afraid of him. You ran because you were afraid of me finding out the truth. Her breathing became erratic. Laura, I didn't mean for this to happen. My voice cracked. What didn't you mean to happen? She stayed silent. Shaking breaths. Fear so raw I could feel it through the phone. Lily, I whispered, tell me the truth. Did you cheat on him? A pause. Then, yes. My knees almost buckled. Why? I whispered. Because I loved someone else, she choked out. Who? She broke down sobbing. You don't understand. Then make me understand. She cried harder. Because the man I loved, the one I slept with, the one I wanted to run away with, my heart pounded painfully. Who? I whispered. There was a long, dreadful silence. Then Lily breathed 3 words that cracked my world open. He loved you. Everything inside me froze. What? I breathed. The man I cheated with, she whispered, voice trembling, was someone who only wanted me. Because he couldn't have you. I staggered back into the wall, hand covering my mouth. No, I gasped. No, Lily, please don't tell me. It's true, she whispered. He only wanted me because I look like you, because I'm your twin, because he said kissing me was like kissing you. I gagged on air. Who was he? I screamed, voice shattering. A long breath. A broken whisper. Ethan. Everything inside me stopped. Ethan. Michael's cousin. The doctor. The man who'd helped us tonight. The man who always flirted with me years ago, before I told him I wasn't interested. You slept with Ethan? I whispered, my voice barely existing. I didn't mean for it to happen, she said, voice shaking. It started with drinks, and he said he'd always liked you, but you rejected him, and I was drunk, and what? I snapped. You thought being my copy was the next best thing? She sobbed harder. I didn't mean to hurt you. You hurt everyone, Lily, I shouted. You hurt me, you hurt Daniel, you hurt yourself. I know, she screamed back. I know, okay? That's why I ran. Her voice dissolved into broken sobs. I didn't want you to know, she whispered. I didn't want you to look at me the way you're looking at me right now, like I'm disgusting. I wiped my face. This isn't about disgust, I whispered. This is about betrayal. I'm your twin, she cried. We're supposed to protect each other. Then why didn't you protect me? I whispered. Why didn't you tell me the truth? Why did you let me walk into Daniel's house thinking you were the victim? Her sobbing grew frantic. Because I was scared of Daniel, she breathed, but I was terrified of losing you. I closed my eyes. Lily, I whispered, why didn't you just tell me you were unhappy? Because you always fix everything, she said softly, and I didn't want you to fix this one. I didn't want you to see how broken I was, how unlovable. My chest tightened. Despite everything, despite the betrayal, I heard the pain inside her voice. She wasn't proud of what she did. She wasn't proud of the affair. She wasn't proud of hurting me. She was drowning. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have dragged you into this. I shouldn't have lied. I shouldn't have used you. Then she added something that chilled me. But Daniel isn't innocent either. My breath hitched. He lied too, she whispered. He didn't tell you everything. He didn't tell you what he did after he found out. I froze. What did he do? I whispered. Lily's voice cracked with terror. He threatened Ethan. He threatened me. He said if I ever left, he'd ruin you to punish me. My stomach dropped. He said he'd make you pay for my mistakes. Ice coursed through my veins. Daniel stepped into the hallway behind me, watching me intently. Laura, Lily whispered, you are not safe in that house. I turned slowly. Daniel's eyes locked with mine, dark, cold, and suddenly terrifying in a way I hadn't felt before. The phone trembled in my hand. Lily's voice shrank into pure panic. Laura, run. I took one step back, but Daniel moved one step forward. Going somewhere? He murmured. My heart exploded in my chest, because I finally understood. Lily wasn't running from guilt. She was running from him. And now, I needed to run too. I didn't run. Not because I wasn't scared, I was terrified, but because running would have proven everything Daniel believed about Lily and everything Lily feared about herself. So I stood my ground. Daniel took one step toward me, but something changed in his eyes. The confidence cracked. The certainty slipped. Because I wasn't trembling the way Lily did. I wasn't shrinking. I wasn't his victim. I lifted the phone slowly and pressed the button to put the call on speaker. Lily's voice filled the hallway. Daniel, I'm done being afraid of you. He froze. You hurt me, she whispered. You manipulated me. You made me believe I was weak. But I'm not. I'm done taking blame for things that were complicated, not criminal. Daniel stepped back, caught off guard by the strength in her voice. And Laura, Lily continued softly, if you're still there, I need you to know something. My throat tightened. I made terrible choices, she said, but nothing, not Ethan, not the lies, not the running, nothing changes this. You are my sister, my other half, my home, and I will spend the rest of my life making this right. A tear slipped down my cheek. Daniel exhaled sharply, realizing he'd lost control, not just of Lily, but of the narrative he lived on. Get out, I said quietly. His jaw tightened. What? Get out. He stared at me, shocked, because Lily never said that word to him. But I did. He took one look at my stance. The open phone, the truth filling the space between us, and he finally stepped away. Not because he wanted to, but because he knew the game was over. I locked the door behind him. When Lily finally came home weeks later, tired, healing, ashamed, but alive, we sat on the floor of my apartment again. This time, she wasn't shaking. And this time, I didn't need to be her shadow. We were just sisters. Bruised, broken, but rebuilding. And for the first time in a long time, she wasn't running, and neither was I.